Test. 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 Testing one. Test. Testing one. I don't love it. Test. Testing one. I don't love it. Test. Testing one. Oh, we may have to see this. Mm, mm. Just sharing out, everybody, if you're there. One more second. Well, how nice. Testing one. You can't have everything, Jedi. You can't have it all. What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. Good evening. And it's a late and impromptu stream. And I don't know what the technicals are going to be like. Moderators, let me know. Um, I've done some tweaking since our last sitting, and I realized because somebody was saying there's echo Jedi, but there was two sound settings. When I just have it just on me, it sounded okay. But the moment I switched over to show you videos, I was echoing. So I think I got that balance fixed now. Inshallah. You're gonna let me know. As I say always, my moderators, any technical anything, let me know. And if I'm rattling on and yakking, many of you guys have my phone number. Start blowing my text up and let me know. Um, yeah, I'm here now, everybody, because I, Uncle made me aware day before yesterday, I think it was, or yesterday. Nephew, Dr. King's holiday is on Monday. And I was like, that's right, it is. But inauguration is on Monday too. And, you know, I haven't checked since before I sat down to talk to you now, but I would be interested in knowing if that's ever happened in history. Has Dr. King's holiday ever fell on inauguration day? Like to know that. Um, that's one. And but I knew I wanted to speak today about not just tomorrow, but going forward. And I also have a new development. It's not new, but I have a piece that validates information that I gave you recently when I was covering the fires. I'm kind of done with the fires. Um, and, unless something else significant happens, I'm kind of ready to move on. Unless it's really something significant. I don't need this. Did I save this? Save this just in case. Um, Other than that, I think I'm done with the fires. Um, so, but I want to also mention before we're all over the place. Wait, y'all. Uh, I don't know if we're even still live. Testing. What can I do? Looks like my camera went out, y'all. Just stand by. I'm gonna try to fix it while we're on instead of disconnecting. Uh, you see, this is what I was telling you guys about in the last stream. They do this because obviously my message went out so fast. I'm populating too quickly. So they do this so that I can start over and then less of you come back. Um, Let me see, what can I do? Let me see if I try and just switch to a camera I don't have. Okay, testing. All right. So, uh, I wanted to also talk about what is happening or what I think will happen tomorrow, and there's some other extenuating circumstance and things like that. Um, Also, um, just before I came live right now, I have an understanding that that video is cued. You don't need this. I have an understanding, although I'm not on TikTok and I don't care. Um, but I have an understanding that they're saying that for those of you who are on TikTok and you can't live without it, they're saying that Trump is issuing an executive order immediately tomorrow. I guess they're crafting it tonight to stop the shutdown of TikTok in the US. And then there was some extenuating other stuff, and I don't know what the rest of it is. So you can go and check that part of it out. Um, and um, that. Then now, um, there is also, I have a quick piece that I want to show you that I want to begin tonight with because it's a footnote to what we talked about. You'll recall that when I covered the fires uh, in California, I gave you a whole video that I laid out about this Zionist couple named the Resnicks and that they own 60% of the water source in the affected area of the fires. And I theorized that, and I also showed you uh, an article that they they're on record for wanting war with Iran. One of their many businesses is that they grow pistachios, and Iran also grows a superior pistachio than theirs. They don't want the competition, but that's just only one of their reasons. They just ideologically want war with Iran because that's what the Zionists want. They want to own the Middle East. They want the Arabs out. They want Muslims out. Um, I have a footnote to that buttresses and proves the many of us speculated about with regard to these fires. In fact, my aunt from New York called me the last time that we were on, and I saw it, and I was like, now Aunt Marsha calls me, but I didn't answer it. So we spoke the night before last, and that's the first thing she asked me, what do you think about the fires? She was also trying to find out if I was okay, and all that. I have a very interesting piece, um, and then we're going to get into our main frame. The other thing I want to mention before we get started is that that there's been a supposed ceasefire now in Gaza. We'll probably talk about that towards the end or something. I don't know. I haven't really decided where I want to put that and how much energy I want to devote to it. Because for me, what does that mean now? Hundreds of thousands of people are dead over a lie and evil and white supremacy. What does it mean? In fact, when I first found out about it, I saw a video that was supposed to be from a news source, and they were like, yeah, they're celebrating in Gaza because of the ceasefire. But I saw the video, and I immediately typed, this is not Gaza, because A, there are buildings standing. Where's this video from? When is it? This can't be now. A, there's buildings. B, I just see people standing around. Most importantly, I don't hear anyone shouting Allahu Akbar. I don't hear that. I'm a Muslim. I would hear that. That would happen. But nobody was making takbir. No one. And I said, this has the ring of a fake staged video. So there's that. And I'll talk more about it. I do hope that there is indeed a ceasefire, but more importantly that it's going to last. But what you should be looking for is my prediction that I'm going to give you now. It'll be ceasefire, and then nothing happens. No one goes to jail. No one is murdered, and nothing happens. Also, you'll recall that I put out a recorded video recently where I was showing you there was a gentleman that had newspapers going back from 1913 showing that there was this 6 million number long before Hitler ever came to power. They took my video down and said that it was just a warning, no strike on the channel, just a 90-day warning because you've never done this before, but a bitch is shadow banned. So it's never happened before. But I immediately typed them saying, put my damn video back up, and they give you a timestamp of the portion of the video that they're claiming is the hate speech. At that point, I'm talking about my teacher, Miss Dixon, who made me read Anne Frank in my junior year, I think it was, and how much I hated the assignment. Nothing hateful about that. Nothing but truth in that video. And I said to them in my response to them, I won't be bullied by YouTube. And you will put my video back up, or I promise you, I will make it my life's work to bring a lawsuit against you. Period. It's a principal issue for me. The video was one of my shorter videos. It was only a 20-something minute video. You guys know I don't do 20-minute videos. That's not the Jedi. I don't do this. But I didn't need any. I don't use any more of your time than I need in order to communicate what I'm trying to bring over to you. So, and I said, you're just mad that I dared to talk about the Jews. You're mad that I dared, capital letters, dared to talk about them. If I'm nothing else, I've told you as long as you've known me, I've always been a martyr my entire life. YouTube doesn't mean a fucking thing to me. I am the Jedi. I'm not a channel. I'm not a channel. I'm the source. I'm the intellectual property. Wherever I put my intellectual property, that's where I'm at. I'm not a channel. So for any of you content producers out there, stop being so in fucking love with social media that you're editing your speech and you can't say this and you can't say that. I am entitled because I breathe, because Allah sent the ruh to my soul, of my soul into my mother when I was born. And that gives me every right I'm ever going to need. There is not a human being on earth that gives the Jedi a single right. Least of all, a white devil. And least of all, a Zionist fuck. Do we understand? Do we understand? So let us start to take back our power, everybody. Because if nobody's on this bitch, it goes nowhere. And I remind you that YouTube only exists because of a woman named Janet Demita Jo Jackson. Because after her wardrobe malfunction at the Super Bowl, people were trying to see how they could see the clip. I had recorded it, watched it, and didn't know it had happened until I saw the scandal and had to go, well, what happened? I have it on tape. What happened? It was so quick. But because of the fervor and people wanting to see it, that is how YouTube was born, everybody. Know the history. Do you understand? So I will always speak what is in my heart and what is on my mind. But most importantly, I only speak the truth in life. Whether I'm on YouTube, whether I'm sitting on the toilet, whether I'm on the phone, I'm driving down the street, I'm in a store, it doesn't matter. I am a man of truth. That is the only thing that matters to me. I don't give a fuck about political correctness. I give a fuck about anybody's feelings. And least of all, I give a care about carrying the propaganda of white ass fucking demonic people. That's the least of my concerns. Miss me with that. Now, I want to show you this because this is specious and evil, of course. We alluded to that because of what happened in Maui, that potentially this was a land grab. And you always know one of the other signs of a crime is who benefits and what's the aftermath. I've cited for you that with Katrina, we know they blew up the levees. Katrina turned at the last minute. They weren't hit by the hurricane. They missed a bullet. So they blew up the levees and flooded our people out. Then the telling thing was that people that didn't even have damage weren't allowed to return to their home. If you watch the documentary that Spike Lee did, you will see there's several stories. One of them stands out where there's a sister. There's 3 steps that lead up to her front door. The water reached, I think, the 2nd stair. Nothing else happened. It was, they put chain link fence around it. She wasn't allowed to return. Because the whole reason for that was to get rid of those damn black people and gentrify the area more quickly. I am suggesting to you that this video I'm going to show you now proves that that's what they want to do in California in these wildfire areas. So it's important that you listen to what this guy is saying, because the report is meant to look like it's just innocuous, like you know, there's just all this concern. But I'm going to walk you through it so that you can understand the evil that you're witnessing before you. And not that I care, because a lot of the areas were wealthy people. So I don't really care, because I know many of them will be okay. I only care about the people who are less fortunate and who don't have a second option. You know, that this could have been devastating for them. They could be homeless. You know, if they're in that class, my heart aches and goes out to them. But if you're wealthy and all that, I really don't care. You'll move on, James Woods. All right, so let's bring you in and let us begin. After this, then I'll see who's here and I'll shout you guys out. Damn. Am I that dusty? All right. See this now.
For more on the housing crisis in Los...
Just a second. Not too fast, Devil. Watch your ass. Now, I've just switched over. I need you to tell me if there's any change in my sound.
For more on the housing crisis in Los Angeles...
Is there any change in my sound now? I just spoke for a few minutes with me in full screen. Is there any change in the audio now that I switched over? Yes or no? Tell me now. Talk to me, people. Thank you, D. I love you. All right, perfect. Now, let's go through this. Because the evil comes. But this is also showing you how they slip things in. This is why one of my patented sayings to you, I always tell you, you got to be the captain of your vessel, and you got to stand at your gate, everybody. You got to be vigilant about guarding what comes in, what influences you, from what you eat to what you see and what you hear. You must be the captain of your vessel. You must. You must. You must. Now, hear this. We'll go through this forensically.
For more on the housing crisis in Los Angeles and the challenges for people just looking for a place to live after losing everything, I want to bring in Jason Oppenheim.
Want to bring in Jason Oppenheim. So we're already suspect of the name. I think you know where I'm going. But the title of it, it says, Immoral and Illegal. Jason Oppenheim calls out landlords price gouging after wildfires. So I thought, oh, maybe they're talking about the rent, you know, because rent is high as fuck in California and everywhere else, quite frankly. And so that's what you're meant to think. But this is why the Jedi speaks. Let us go on. So it's Jason Oppenheim. So we know he's a Zionist. Let's go on.
He's the president and founder of the real estate brokerage, the Oppenheim Group, and you probably know him as one of the stars of the Netflix show Selling Sunset. He also announced he will be donating $100,000 to the Los Angeles Fire and Police Department. Jason, thanks for joining.
He's donating $100,000 to the Fire and Police Department. Okay. Remember, I told you the title is that he calls out landlords price gouging after wildfires. Let's go on.
Top story tonight. You are in the real estate business, right? So high prices would be good business for you, but you're sickened by what you're seeing out there. Explain to our viewers why.
You're sickened by what you're seeing out there with the price gouging. Explain to our viewers why. Go, Jason Zionist.
So we offered our services for free to anyone that had been displaced.
We offer our services free for anyone that's been displaced. It's all just so bleeding heart so far. Let's go on.
By the fires, we've received dozens of people calling us and emailing us from Altadena to the Palisades. So I was on the MLS searching for homes for people, and I kept seeing these up arrows. And I never see up arrows. It was not a strong rental market. You don't have people increasing their rents. And I couldn't believe it. So I started taking screenshots and posting them on social media. And then I did some research, and it was pretty obvious that they were breaking the law. I mean, there's a penal code out there. The government created a state of emergency. So since then, I've just been trying to get some press to let landlords know that what they're doing is not only immoral, but also illegal. And they need to.
So Jason had to come in as a real estate developer, a real estate guy, and let them know that what they were doing is immoral because of his bleeding Zionist fucking heart. Let's go on, Jason.
Stop.
Officials are calling it sick. They're calling it gross. Talk to me about the percentage increases you were seeing.
First, I don't want to paint everyone as taking advantage of the situation. Most landlords and a lot of my clients have called and offered to put their properties on the market at or below market and to increase supply. But there absolutely were some bad apples. Some of the ones that I posted were, someone was asking in Altadena $4,500, and then the next day it was $6,000 when they couldn't get $4,500 a month previously. I sent a client to a property that was asking $13,000 a month. He offered $20,000 a month because there were so many people at the house. He offered to pay 6 months in advance, and the landlord came back and asked for $23,000 a month. When I heard that, I don't know, I went ballistic. I just couldn't believe it. We're out here with a hard enough job representing hundreds of displaced families, and we have very few properties, and we have to deal with greedy land. I couldn't take it.
He just couldn't take it. And we're dealing with greedy landlords, everybody. And it also came as a shock to me that we've been talking about rentals. I mean, the homes that we saw, even the people they interviewed, victims of the fire and so forth, we all thought they were homeowners. Didn't we think this? We thought this. We could allow that maybe there might have been somebody renting, but he's speaking as if there's just all these rentals. That was striking to me. But that's not really germane so much. It is as it relates to the titling of the piece, that he's calling out landlords for price gouging after wildfires. Let's go on.
How hard is it for your clients that are looking for a place out there? I've spoken to a lot of families who say they look at a property and there are 50 people all bidding for the same property, and then they're asking very personal questions. They want people of high incomes to be renting these homes now as well. I mean, it's very difficult out there.
It's almost impossible. We have clients competing against other clients right now. Every house that comes on the market, if it even comes on the market, gets 15 applications in the first day. The unfortunate truth is that a lot of people that want to live in the communities where they grew up and the communities where their children go to school, they're not going to be able to. We need to increase supply. And unfortunately, we haven't even seen the people come off the sidelines yet that are in hotels that haven't even been able to receive authorization from their insurance companies so that they can go out into the marketplace. It's going to actually get worse.
You're an expert in real estate. You know Los Angeles maybe better than anyone. What do you think happens?
For the people that aren't insured, I don't even want to it's too heartbreaking to even discuss. But for those that are insured, I'm not sure that a lot of these people want to rebuild their homes. These are people in their 60s, 70s.
I'm not sure a lot of these people want to rebuild their homes. A lot of these people in their 60s and 70s, it's grandma and grandpa. They don't really want their homes anymore. Go on.
A dentist, a nurse. These aren't contractors. These people aren't equipped or prepared to spend 3 years of their life managing a complicated build project. But the truth is, we're going to need to probably have developers buy the land.
Boom. There we are. We're probably going to have developers buy the land. Let's just hear that again.
The people that aren't insured, I don't even want to it's too heartbreaking to even discuss. But for those that are insured, I'm not sure that a lot of these people want to rebuild their homes. These are people in their 60s, 70s, a dentist, a nurse. These aren't contractors. These people aren't equipped or prepared to spend 3 years of their life managing a complicated build project. But the truth is, we're going to need to probably have developers buy the land.
There it is. That's the whole reason for this. It's to give you this idea that there's this bleeding heart, which I already knew it wasn't when I see the name Oppenheim. I know it's a blood-sucking, greedy, shiesty-ass fucking person. And this is now the smoking gun, if you will. I went through the videos of the fires showing you how is it that we have all these homes where the homes are obliterated and the trees and the grass are brand new. You can't have that. I even showed you one burnt out car that was decimated and it's literally a tree overhangs it, yet the tree is just fine. But we're to believe that that car burned in an inferno underneath this tree and not burned a single leaf. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. That's our key point, but we'll just hear a little bit more of the rest of it. Go on.
From people who have already lost their homes. And honestly, it's the job of the real estate agents now to make sure that they get very fair prices for their land. And we do not represent people that are trying to take advantage of people that have already lost their homes.
See? Now he just wants to make sure they get a good price. Nah. Because this is why they're having issues with the insurance paying out. We've heard that. These people have this insurance and some of the insurance isn't paying because there is a collusion. Your house burns down, you've got insurance, you're supposed to be able to rebuild it. Insurance doesn't pay, now you're ass out. Now the investors can come in and say, hey, Ms. Johnson, you know, it's a shame that insurance wouldn't pay out, but we can make you a fair offer for the land. It's all so sad, we just can't go on. And you see, and we already heard rumblings that they wanted a smart city or something for at least one of the areas, I think for the Pacific Palisades. Don't know if they'll get away with it so much in Malibu because that's like ritzy and, you know, it's beachfront and it's a few things, but they've shown their hand. They've shown their hand. And it could even be that this now sudden ceasefire, my ear's doing that thing, y'all. It could also be that this ceasefire is to now, you know, scramble the brain and look over here at the ceasefire. Forget about that fire thing that we did on purpose to burn people out. Don't look over there. Look over here. It's ceasefire. Look, ceasefire. You see, a little bit more.
But it is going to be difficult. We will rebuild. I have no question.
Yeah, before you go, I do want you to mention why you decided to donate so much money to the police and firefighters. The effort they've done here has been incredible.
Yeah, why'd you donate so much money to the police and fire department? That's a softball question. They've already talked, I'm sure, so that's not a surprise question, so he's ready. But it's meant to make the interview look more legitimate and unplanned and unspecious and collusive, as I'm suggesting to you that it is. And why are you donating to police and fire when you just spent 4.5 minutes talking about how sad it is that these people are going to be potentially gouged on their deal and all of it, and you're obviously a multimillionaire? Why aren't you giving out checks to the people that you're such a bleeding heart for? Oh, because you're not. Is this a payoff for the police and fire?
It's not so much money, but I appreciate that. I mean, the truth is that we've been underfunding the very departments and organizations that we need to protect our citizens. You know,
now that's to leave you, after they just told you what they told you, this is now to leave you with this patriotic bullshit. It's, remember, like I told you with 9/11, it's all about the first responders. It's all about the first responders. They are safe, they are sacred, they are holy. It is the first responders. Huh? They always give you this. So that's what this is about now. Why'd you give so much money to the police and fire? You know, they're just underpaid. And, well, how about teachers too? How about a check for the teachers then? Huh? How about that? I could just start naming people. So now you're going to see articles saying people aren't being allowed at all to move back into the area. They may make some declaration of something that's toxic or the land is something. They're going to come up with something because they've already decided that this is what they want. And as I showed you with the Resnick couple, who has power over this because the people were saying there's no water, there's no water. And I laid a case suggesting to you that their bitch asses was the ones that turned off the water. That's why. And I've also seen where they're saying mudslides, but you can't have mudslides if there's been no rain. So where are you getting the mudslide at? How are you getting a mudslide? Can't get mud or sliding without rain. You can't. I'm over it.
We spend billions of dollars on these high-speed trains from Bakersfield to Merced that will be outdated with autonomous vehicles by the time these things are built in 15 years. And yet we're cutting budgets of the most important institutions and departments to keep us safe. It's frustrating. I want to draw attention to it. And I'm just doing what I can, I guess.
All lies. And California does need a high-speed rail that goes a long distance. They were building one, I think, from San Bernardino to Vegas. It's very practical, very necessary. But he's downplaying all that. It's all about the firefighters and the police, everybody. It's all about them. Every bit of it, it's all about them. They are holy, they are sacred. We've seen enough. I've made my point. When I saw that, I went, that's it. Checkmate. They just exposed the final nail. I guess investors just have to come in and buy up the land. We just have to get some investors. Like you just like as if I'm an investor and you come to me and say, Jedi, you're gonna have to buy some of this land now because all right, I guess I'll buy some of the land. I didn't want to, but if that'll help, I'll buy some of the land. I'll chip in with Bob and the rest of them. I'll do it. How ridiculous is that? I'm over it, dude. I'm over it. I'm over it. I just hate the fuck out of America. I do. I hate America. There is no my country, 'tis of thee, and all the other bullshit. It's just, there's none of that for me. This is the most demonic, violent, satanic, unholy, disobedient, dangerous, expensive, racist place to live on earth. And I'm just not even done with my list. That's just starters. That's just for starters. Just starters. Now, Uncle was telling me, and I don't know if this is true or not. So we're going to ask the white whore because she will know. Did Donald Trump want to hold the inauguration indoors? Donald Trump's inauguration, this is from 9 hours ago, but I can't look at it because it's on Facebook and I don't have Facebook on my phone. Trump's inauguration to be moved indoors. Let me pull that up so you'll be able to see it. Now, while I'm pulling this up, and my ear starts doing that thing, you guys, where I start hearing myself in stereo. When Uncle said that to me, what I said to him, I go, what for? He said, well, because it's cold. They're saying it's going to be so cold. Uncle knew it was bullshit too. And by the way, his birthday was the 16th. He just turned 84, everybody. But as someone who worked and lived in the nation's capital, it's always cold for the inauguration.
Hello.
It's always. It's January. For God's sake.
Morning, good afternoon, good
What am I
evening.
hearing? What's going on? What's happening?
Hello.
Why am I hearing anything? And this is from CNN, no less. CNN, as white people say. Are you watching CNN? No, go down here. I said to Uncle, first of all, it's always cold, so that's a bunch of nonsense. Because I hold that it was Elon Musk and his Starlink technology that stole this election, that indeed Trump did not win. And my evidence for that, part of my evidence, is that he was already saying, because he can't keep his mouth shut, we don't need any more of your votes. We have all the votes we need. We have all the votes. We have all the votes. We don't need any more votes. We have all the votes. And then Elon Musk was saying, if they found out what we did, we're both going to be in jail. And I cited for you that no Republican has won the popular vote since Reagan. It was already suspicious enough that he won all of the battleground states, all of them, and at larger margins than the polling had it at. That's one. So you went all the battleground states that it was all going to come down to. It's all going to come down to the battle states or the battleground states. You win every single one of them. That was already suspicious. But then you win the popular vote. That was overkill. That was overkill. And my third piece of evidence I'd like to offer now that I didn't before is also, you always hear about exit polls, everybody. You always hear about exit polls. If you heard about an exit poll, let me know, and I'm happy to change my view. Exit poll is when people literally are leaving out of they voted now. No more undecided fat white bitch with glasses and a stay-home mom. No more of that. It's all over. And you're coming out of the polling place now, and they just ask you who'd you vote for. So they start get a gauge of what the exit polls are looking like. I haven't heard anything about an exit poll. Didn't hear it. Because the exit polls won't match the result I suggest to you. Now, I went on to tell Uncle that I was going to cut my ear off. I went on to tell Uncle, I said, listen, if he's going to move this thing indoors, Uncle, only reason why he would do it, and this is the guy from New York. He's from New York. So it's not like, oh my God, it's too cold, I can't go outside. So the only reason for him to move it indoors is now dovetailing on what I just said about he didn't win the election. Because if he has it outdoors, if you voted for him, you're interested in going to the inauguration. And we already know the last time he was inaugurated that his numbers came nowhere near Obama. But the day after inauguration, he was trying to claim that it was the biggest inauguration ever. They said we had the biggest inauguration anybody's ever seen. Nobody's ever seen it. It was the biggest one ever. But we have the pictures side by side, and it wasn't. It wasn't. We have the picture. Then he sent Spicer, his liar, out claiming it was the fake news in the book. No, bitch, we have the pictures. We have them. We have them. And not just from American sources. Our inaugurations are photographed by people around the world, news organizations. People watch around the world when there's an inauguration of an American president. But my point is that if they have it outdoors on the mall where they normally have it, then you're going to see two people would be there. And indeed, nobody voted for this bitch. Nobody. So that would be the only reason to have it indoors. It's not a security issue because you have many of the heads of state, the critical people of the government are there at the inauguration. It's the tightest security moment of the year for American politics. Secret Service police, Secret Service, snipers, probably some National Guard. I mean, everybody's there. So the only reason to have this indoors, and we're going to find out why they're saying they want to have it indoors now. The one that I pulled up was CNN. I don't just have to have CNN. We'll start with CBS. Well, we'll start with CNN since that's the first one I saw. I'll take that as a sign or something. Now, this is from CNN. And you have to do the tongue like that. An. I can't. Let me enlarge. And is this going to be big enough for you to read? Yeah, it's big enough. All right. Now let's bring you. First, let me see who's here. Then we'll get into this lie. All right. First of all, Sweet D, I love you and good evening. I'm so glad you could be here. And thank you for being with me since my birth. Original Jewess, same thing to you. I love you and greetings to you as well, Queen. Simply Sandra, I love you and good evening. I'm so glad you could be here, especially at this hour, given what time it is there. Peace Jedi and chat fam, did you hear we might get some ice, sleet, and snow somewhere in Florida? Laugh out loud. It's been cold here, but Don, I still have been going on our workouts. I know you are a soldier son. You know, it's inspiring to me. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Wait, everybody. Hold on. Test. We're going to do this by hook or by goddammit crook. Where was I? Oh God, Sweet D, you guys are having snow right now. Subhanallah. Crazy because I was just telling my Aunt Marcia the other night that I'm here for a good snow day. You know, like living back east really grew me because I used to hate the rain, but now I don't have any problem with the rain. In fact, I love a good rainy day, especially if I don't got anything I gotta do, and I just got a bunch of snacks and food, and you know I can just chill. I'm here for a rainy day. Let me have it. You feel me? Um, Whatever. And same thing with a snow day, you know. And when I lived in Maryland, most of the jobs I had, certainly when I was working for really powerful law firms, they're usually on the government's schedule. So what I love about them is they see one snowflake, it's a snow day. Somebody saw a snowflake. Quick, it's a snow day. So I loved that. Loved it. Um, yeah, so hopefully you just hunker down, D. Black Beauty, always, always with me, always, just always. Big shout out to you and good evening. Um, yeah, I'm glad you're off tomorrow. Uh, and you know they usually have a Dr. King parade, so I don't know if they if that happened already, or are they have, I don't. And if they did, I want to know, will the orange tulip have anything to say to acknowledge Dr. King? Not that I care, but it would just be interesting to see, will he? Um, Eric Christopher, bastards. I love that. I love a good bastards. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. Shout out to you, Eric. Um, Original US, we can hear you. It's just frozen. Yes, thank you, Jus. And I'm trying to keep an eye on it as much as I can. And you guys do the same thing, especially my moderators. Um, and Son is saying TikTok was off this morning, but it's back on. So that's current information. CS, a big shout out to you. Good to see you as well. Wish I could see you. um, D, you say, I knew TikTok wasn't going anywhere. It's making too much money. I thought about that. You know, I don't know enough about it. Um, but I just, and then I saw a lot of people moving to something called Red Dot or something. Like, the people rule everything. I don't know why we're letting a few people tell us any fucking thing to do. Like, I'm not following any more rules in this bitch. I don't need to. I don't need to. I don't need to. Because rules are just made for the poor and the oppressed. That's it. We see that now. Because if it goes off without a hitch tomorrow, a 30, well, it was more than 30 something, but he was convicted on 34. So a 34-time convicted felon is about to be inaugurated tomorrow. The rules are out the window. We're good. We're good. Miss Christie, where you been at? I'm gonna beat you. Good to see you, Miss Christie. Wow. And then CS, you say, I'm in real estate and now they have a problem with this. This has been going on very hypocritical. Thank you for that information. Willa, I love you. Good evening, Queen. And then CJ, a big shout out to you. All right, I want to get to this article now and see what lie are they telling as to why they can't have the inauguration outdoors as it's been since forever. And it's DC. Everybody knows it's cold in DC in January on the inauguration. Everyone knows. So we're just interested to see what lie are they telling, as my grandmama used to say. Because one of my sister Jamila, she's the third to the oldest sister. My sister's a wonderful, wonderful woman. All that, like, she's the one that very first ever taught me how to write my name before I went to kindergarten, and she used to be my kindergarten teacher's assistant in my classroom. She and I are the most alike in so many ways, and certainly we look the most alike. Well, all my siblings look like me. You can see any of them anywhere, and you believe, aren't you related? And but she is the biggest liar. And so my grandmama, anytime you would say something to her, Jamila was such a, when did you seen Jamila? Which lie is she telling? And not just to the rest of us. When she'd see Jamila, she'd be like, "Hey, Grandma," my sister would see her. She'd be like, "Hey, Grandma, how you doing? Hey, Jamila, which lies you telling now?" Which lie are you telling? Like, not are you lying? Which lie is you telling now? So I love that. So we're going to look at this and see which lie are they telling. Let's bring you in. Now, Trump's inauguration to be moved indoors. Uh, do we want to see the video? I guess. Because maybe the article is just a transcript.
The coldest inauguration day in 4 decades is coming to Washington, D.C. Now, actual temperatures will be in the lower 20s, but it's the wind chill factor that will make it feel bone-chilling cold. We've got to go back to 1985, Ronald Reagan's second inauguration, where the mercury in the thermometer climbed to a whopping 7 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, it won't be that cold in D.C., but it is the wind chill factors that will actually make it feel like it's in the single digits. So bundle up and dress appropriately if you're attending any of the outdoor events. Now, a fresh blanket of snow from a quick-moving storm system on Sunday will help lock in the cold. In fact, some of the coldest air in over a year as some of the VIPs and dignitaries arrive in our nation's capital.
So, to shorthand it for you, everybody.
And this storm really caught you by surprise. I mean, I want to be clear to everybody, you were not under evacuation orders, right? It wasn't that you were told to leave and stayed. You were where you were supposed to be, sheltering in place. I can hear.
The elite can't be cold. Even though I'm sure they all have chinchillas and, you see, and minks and, you see. Now, the orange bastard and lying fuck, apostrophe S, inauguration will be moved indoors, he announced Friday, due to dangerously cold temperatures projected in the nation's capital. Quote, I have ordered the inauguration address, in addition to prayers and other speeches, to be delivered in the United States Capitol Rotunda, as was used by Ronald Reagan in 1985. Also, because of very cold weather, the lying Zionist fuck posted on Truth Social. Now, this is also, he doesn't want to be embarrassed. As I cited for you, he already lied the last time, claiming his inauguration was the largest one since there was the word inauguration, and it wasn't true and everyone knew it. And it was all white at that. So now this is to save him some embarrassment, and they're using the weather as the reason. Because like I say, if they have it outdoors, it'll show. Well, look, nobody showed up. So we supposed to believe he won all them battleground states and the popular vote? Then how come nobody's there? And even if it's cold, people, if it's inauguration day, it's one day, people bundle up and go to the inauguration. Just because it's a patriotic thing, it's once, every 4 years, people go. They don't really care about the weather. Do you understand? Not to mention the drive down Pennsylvania Avenue and the whole thing. This is, I suggest to you, I'm telling you, this is evidence of the crime, everybody. This is the final evidence of the crime. That suddenly now, it's got to be moved indoors. And by the way, they always know the projection of the inaugural weather weeks out. They make it their business to know that. For general planning and security and things like that, crowd control, all of it. You kind of want to know if it's raining because Secret Service needs to know if they're going to have to be dealing with a lot of umbrellas. You see, they have to know that an umbrella is an item. That's a red flag for Secret Service. You need to know about things like that. So cold weather just does not meet the bar for me. This is further evidence of the crime that they stole the election using this Starlink technology that Elon Musk has. Also, remember this, everybody. We saw J.D. Vance for 5 minutes. After that, and since the rally they had at Madison Square Garden, and I don't remember if he was even there or not, we've not seen him since. He's not been talked about. No interviews, no anything, nothing J.D. Vance. Nothing. It's just been Trump and Musk. Trump and Musk. But this guy, J.D. Vance, is supposed to be sworn in tomorrow as the vice president. But we've heard nothing from him, have seen nothing. They've had you scrambling over what the cabinet's going to be and all that. Nothing with J.D. Vance. Where is he? Where'd he go? What happened? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? We don't know. We don't know. Quote, we will open Capital One Arena on Monday for live viewing of this historic event. Live viewing, what does that mean? Like by television or Megatron or some shit? You can stay at home. We'll just read on. For live viewing of this historic event and to host the presidential parade at Capital One Arena? Or are you going to have the parade in the arena? This is not Chicago. It's D.C., everybody. I'm from the south side of Chicago, where when you come out, your eyelashes freeze. That's cold. This shit is chilly. I will join the crowd at Capital One after my swearing in, Trump added. CNN reported early Friday that plans were underway for the bastard and his vice bastard to be sworn in the rotunda, and that the lying bastard's team was in talks to potentially hold some of the festivities at the arena, where the bastard will hold a rally on Sunday. So when is this article from? The date of this is the 17th. So that was Friday. So did he have a rally on Sunday? This past today? Yeah, today is Sunday. So did he hold a rally today? I don't know. Do we need any more of this? We don't really need any more of this. I might want to get into the law enforcement piece of it, because I just cited for you a speculation about Secret Service and officials worried about low temperatures. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. 2001, it was 27. The forecast for 2025 is 12 degrees. It just doesn't cut it for me. Like, it's just because it's cold. Like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't know if we need any more of this. I see something. The vast majority of ticketed guests will not be able to attend the ceremonies in person, the committee said in a notice sent to ticket holders later Friday. Well, how many of those did you send out? It urged would-be spectators to watch at indoor venues of their choice. Like, please, for the love of God, don't show up, because if you do, they'll know that only 3 people voted for us. Adding that it's designating certain places to watch and will provide additional information. The committee said that those with tickets for the presidential platform and members of Congress will be able to attend in person. I'm over it. I'm just over it, man. I'm just sick of white people and their lies. But I'm encouraged that most of the world, a lot of the world, is waking up now and understanding what I have wished and prayed for. Because as soon as the majority of humanity begins that these are the people that are the problem on the earth, they will then begin to act thusly. They will do that. They will do that. Ah, random as hell, y'all. Kiki Palmer is everything. There, I said it. Original Jewess, I see you said, did you hear that in a recent Wendy Williams interview, she said she's being held hostage by conservatorship by a white demon bitch, last name Sabrina Morrissey, handler, sounds like a fake Jew. Yes, thank you. And Black Beauty, you say, Jedi, it was very cold. I live in Maryland. The weather will be very cold until Wednesday. And I lived in Maryland. What part of Maryland you in, Black Beauty? I was in, first I lived in Oxon Hill when I first arrived. And then I moved out to Beltsville, which was near the university. Um, and then, but I was all over, you know. I mean, that's those two places I lived, but then I was all over. Damn it, we're having camera problems again. Let me fix it. Like I said, we want to do this by hook or by goddamn it crook. Wait now. Yeah, this camera's got to go back. Because I don't know if it's really the camera, really though. Really, really no. Uh, um, yes, Jewess. Interesting that you raised that because, um, I just watched something in the last couple days or something, with Wendy that she was, uh, who cares what it was? Just I know, and you know, but I know I've known about this horror for a while now since her show ended, and I don't know. This is very odd, you know. Just the whole taking her money, like some Zionist bitch just went to the bank and said she's not capable of taking care of her money, and that was fine. No doctor's evaluation, no anything, just on some Zionist bitch. That's it. You feel me? Like, what is that? What is that? Then she's now in some place. It was her and her niece Alex that were up on the thing. By the way, I love the name Alex on a girl. I love the name Alex anyway, but I love it on a girl for some reason. I just love that. And I've known two Alexes in my life, two black Alexes. I love that. Anyway, but that she's just in a room, like, with a phone and they take her phone whenever they want, and she's talking about how she can't say too much so she won't get in trouble. They take her phone. How are you Wendy Williams and any bitch is telling you anything to do? Like, something is vastly evil about this, everybody. But again, it goes back to what I try and preach to you about unity. Black people are so interested, so you put more energy into trying to not give a fuck about the next black person. Some shit will happen to Wendy, and then what did we do? What did we do? The only way they're successful against one of us is when they know that all of us are going to come and chop their motherfucking head off. That's how they're successful. That's it. That's the formula. That's it. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. And Wendy had a security team around her. Where are they at? Where's any brothers to show up and just mob up in the place and just start moving people like we get into Wendy? What? We get into Wendy though. Just hilarious. Was it Just Hilarious? One of them girls from the Breakfast Club went to go see her, and they wouldn't let her in. Wendy could see her from the window. It's very strange, and she sounds very clear-headed and all of that. Like, what's the problem? But you see, it's like what Kanye was saying. They put you on this medication, and then there you are. That's why I tell black people, you got to stop embracing shit that white people say. You are not like them. Thankfully. If they are human, they are a different species of human being than you. We have science and evidence to prove this. Biology. You are not like them. You're not. So let's stop parading this mental illness bullshit. If you got mental illness because they gave you some shit that made you ill. This is not something that Allah creates. Allah does not create mental illness. That is not what the divine does. And so when we see that, we know it's not from Allah. We know it. We know it. Kanye showed you once he was off his medication, he was good. And then you had the Zionist fuck saying, I'll put you back on your medication and declare you crazy. So let's be very careful. Let's be very careful. Most of all, let's stop the fuck trusting anything that white people do, say, or think. Because it's dangerous to us. We got to think about self-preservation. Laurel, Maryland. Black Beauty, I got a story for you. Jewish, you say Donna Lemon. Yeah, that's what I saw. Thank you. I saw the interview that Donna did with her. And and then they showed the pictures of him in that thing. Where's my punch? Wait. I don't know if I can make it through the rest of the stream now. It's touch and go. But, yeah, it was Donna. Because I had to see those pictures of him and... You know the pictures I had to go through. Yeah, somebody needs to do something to save Wendy. Because she made a lot of money. I don't know her numbers. I don't even know what her net worth is. Let's just ask the white whore. What is Wendy Williams' net worth? Nah, Wendy Williams was worth more than $5 million. She was on for what, 10 seasons, I think it was? Wait now. How many seasons was Wendy Williams on the Wendy Williams show?
According to Wikipedia, her final episode of her show was July 16th, 2021. The September 2021 premiere of the 13th and final season of the
13
Wendy Williams
seasons.
show was delayed by several weeks due to Williams contracting a breakthrough.
That's fine. That's fine. That's all fine. But 13 seasons. Shut up, or shut up. That's, again, white people tell you more than the shit you need. That's why their house get broken into and they get stalked and stabbed. Anyway, so 13 seasons. And the show carried her name. That matters in the dollars and cents. And that many seasons, Wendy's got to be worth at least no less than $40-50 million. 40-50 million. Plus, remember, she had her what do you call that, QVC thing that she was doing. She had a line that she was doing on QVC that brought in a lot of revenue just because of her name and her recognition, and people like some of the stuff that she was selling. 5 million is just not it. 5 million is like what you give Sherry Shepherd as a first-year contract to start. You know, because now we still want to continue to show and we need somebody to step in. We'll give you 5 million, Sherry, for the first season, you know, and then we'll negotiate after that. But 13 seasons, it's Wendy Williams. She carries that show live. That also matters. That matters. You know, how much they spend on a show. You know, you have single camera shows. It could be a sitcom. It can be a news show. It can be a talk show. You have single camera shows, then you have multi-camera shows. There's also dual camera shows, I think, also, where they just use 2 cameras. But Wendy had multiple cameras, and she also had those steady cams that moved around everywhere. I'm giving you an idea of the investment in the show. We could see the production value of the show. She had a very involved opener. Certainly that first one. Dun 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 dun. And it was like live from New York. It's the Wendy Williams show. And then that all those graphics and everything, that's production. Production costs money. You can look at a show, whether it's a talk show, a news organization, a comedy, it doesn't matter. I'm someone who watches things like this. So I'm looking at the production value. And I already start going, oh, they spent some money on that. Oh, they're spending money. There's money. So there's certain things you could tell is their money. Her couch got better. Her wardrobe got better over the seasons. You know, certainly when they start doing giveaways and trips, that means there's production money going on. And 13 seasons of this woman and the type of guests she was able to get, the caliber of guests she was able to get. They're not going on low budget shows. She had she had high name people. She had Tatum O'Neal. She had Joan Rivers. She had, just think of the people she's had up there. She's had Paula Abdul, I know, was on there. She had, you know, she's had everybody up there. That matters because people don't just go on the show because it's a show to go on. You know, even when The Real first started, they had trouble getting guests because nobody knew them, and it was like, ooh, is anybody going to that show? It's very sketchy and cliquey in Hollywood. You could have a fantastic show and you can't get anybody to come on. So there was money. So $5 million is not enough for me, for Wendy Williams. It's not. It's not. Damn it. 13 seasons. And that LED wall that she had where stuff comes up and she could just point. So-and-so's wearing such and such. Here's so-and-so. That LED wall costs money. That's production value. Plus you've got DJ whoever was there. DJ Sauce. Then there was somebody else before him or something like that. Those DJs cost money, and they're there daily. It's a live show. Lahahaiba. Live. 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 So there was a lot of production value there. That show had money, and it made money. She was in a New York media market, so the reach that she had, just it's not. She's worth more than $5 million. What I'm trying to get to say is that I've told you many times before. They don't allow black people to die wealthy. They don't allow that. They don't allow that. So, because of all the antics with her and Kevin, she wasn't stable. She didn't have a black king there, or even a black insulation around her to protect her. So it was very easy for the Zionists to come in and take her money. That's all they do. That's why every entertainer, whether it's an actor, a singer, a rapper, an athlete, they all have these stinking Zionist people blood sucking around them as lawyers, as agents, as managers, and all those things. They all have it. I just saw Mark Lamont Hill asking, why haven't we heard anything from DJ Khaled about Gaza? Because DJ Khaled is Palestinian. And I typed to him, the answer is because all of his attachment is fucking stinking Zionists. So he's afraid. And he's married to the coin and not his people. There, I solved it. What else do I need to solve? World peace? I'll do it. Fine, I'll do it. You see? It's high time that, I don't care about nobody else. It's high time that black entertainers, athletes, actors, whatever you are, you need to fire anybody that's Zionist around you and get black people around you. Real black people. Not like revolutionary, defiant, subversive, militant black people around you. That's what you need. I also want, speaking of which, this wasn't even on the schedule, everybody, but I have to because it makes my ass ashy. Angela Rye must be canceled by all of humanity. I spoke about her, ironically, in I think our last sitting. Somehow she came up. Something came up about her. And this is the bridge too far. I've known she's a double agent. And it became, like you have a 3-layer cake, like my grandmama used to make 3-layer caramel cakes, the best thing you ever ate in your life. So think of it as she already baked the cake. My grandmama already baked the cake, and she put she already iced the first 2 layers. This was the 3rd layer icing for me. When she was caking so hard for Kamala, she couldn't keep up the facade with a lot of things. And so a lot of things leaked out, if you will. Leaked out. But here's the level of ignorance that she's expressing. She's talking to Charlemagne. This is from this is a clip that actually Vicky Dillard had, who you guys have mentioned to me over the years many times, and I made myself familiar with who she is. Not really, I don't watch her. I didn't know how I felt about her. I think my first response to whenever you guys start telling about her is when I saw who she was. Like, she's just too damn positive, and she's got that whole church thing, and it was just too much for me, and I can't, and I was over it. But she's really comical, and now anytime I click on something, I don't even know it's her, and then it turns out to be her. I'm like, please, for the love of God, don't hit that damn gavel. That is funny. That is funny, and she's dead ass about it. She's dead ass about that damn gavel. She is dead ass. So this was a clip that she had played in a piece that she did. And why I clicked on it is because it said that Angela Rye called Minister Farrakhan dumb and a bigot, but defends President Biden. Fuck Angela Rye. Call the bitch and tell her I said it. And she could see me. So here she is. And again, she's probably one of these boule people, these black people that are out there that are, there's a mass of them that we don't have access to. We don't know. Some of them we know their name. We don't know them. They have unity. They operate together and do stuff and are representing the black community, but we don't know what they're representing, and they're holding us the fuck back. And she is one of these damn people. You understand? She's a double agent bitch. And we got to be over people like that. And in my perfect world, we'd have a way to deal them away with, to do away with them. You understand? Hear this now. I got to bring you in. Let's hope we don't start having more camera issues. What could be happening? It's the White Devil. All right, here we go. Of course, it lurched back every time I bring you in. It doesn't stay stable. I'll set the clip, and then as soon as I click to bring you in, it does its own thing. I'm over it. All right, let's go.
Like, I'm just not going to be able to support that. I have people in my life who I care deeply about who are Jewish and have
I have people in my life who I care deeply about. If you want these black people that's defending another group that's not black when they not nowhere in the fucking room, that makes me want to just choke you the fuck out. Like, why are you bringing up people that aren't even in the room with you? She's talking to Charlemagne, who's not some fucking prince or anything, but the principle is there. Why are you defending this? Why? That has always goaded me my entire life. My entire existence. Why are you bringing people up that aren't even here and don't give a fuck about you? And she doesn't know the difference between a Zionist and a fucking so-called Jew anyway. So she's broadcasting to them. She's speaking beyond Charlemagne when she's speaking there. I have people in my life who I care about deeply, but you got black people all that are fucking supposed to be related to you, bitch. What about us? Oh, the 2 or 3 other people that you know, they mean more than the rest of us. Okay, got you, bitch. Got you. Got you. Got you. Just wanted to understand. Let's hear it again, so we can all be sickened by it.
I didn't warn you, okay? Are y'all ready? Watch this clip.
Like, I'm just not going to be able to support that. I have people in my life who I care deeply about who are Jewish and have ancestors who were tremendously impacted by the...
Have ancestors. I'm over this sympathy bullshit. Nobody has been more disrespected and more genocided and more holocausted than African people. We're going to stand on that shit, give a fuck what 2 or 3 fucking big-nosed white people say. That's what we're going to do, everybody. That's what we're going to do. And I remind you, that shit, if it happened, was 3.5 to 4 years tops. Not here. 3.5 to 4 years, not here. We'll just make sure, because they're controlling the fucking internet. We know that. So let's see what they have said, so that you don't have to listen to the Jedi at all. How long did the Holocaust last? Talk, bitch. How long was the Jewish Holocaust? Timeline. How many years did the Holocaust last? I'm over it. Now they're trying to extend it. They're trying to say 1933 to 1945. That's not what happened. It's not what happened. Because I've looked it up before. That's why I represent it to you. I don't just pull shit out of my ass. I am the Jedi. Truth is what matters. So, okay, they're just giving a timeline. They're not saying that's when it happened. But anyways, it's, as I said, it's 3.5 to 4 years. And not here. But you always got these sellout ass Negroes like this dumb bitch that are willing to care so much about somebody else's so-called suffering than the hell we catching as I fucking sit here. Fuck Angela Rye. Tell the bitch I said it. Let's go on. Because it just gets more sickening as it goes on.
Have ancestors who were tremendously impacted by...
They have ancestors who tremendously was impacted. Well, we got ancestors who had more than an impact. They had their fucking penises cut off. They had their babies cut out of their bellies. They were lynched, bitch. They were torn apart by horses and other animals. They were raped. I could go on and on and on. Do you understand how ridiculous this is? Are you understanding? Let's go on.
The Holocaust. We're not going to trick that off and say that that's like, you know, a conspiracy theory. Like, stop.
She's paid to say that. That whole thing was paid. If we see this bitch's bank account, I promise you some of her money comes directly from the fucking ADL, the fucking, and the fuckers on Capitol Hill. APAC. Fuck her.
Have people in my life who I care deeply about who are Jewish and have ancestors who were tremendously impacted by the Holocaust. We're not going to trick that off and say that that's like, you know, a conspiracy theory. Like, stop. Mm-hmm. You know, like, don't you're...
See how much passion she's talking with? That passion is reserved for black people. Only. And when it's not, you know the bitch is a suspect. That's what it is. Let's go on, because it gets worse. I'm trying to shut up.
Don't act like Donald Trump, especially when you don't have the power of Donald Trump. Like, it's not doing anything but making people create false equivalencies. But I can't justify some of the stuff he said.
Mind you, she's talking about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, our only black leader. And that's for everybody. It's not, you don't have to be part of even their Nation of Islam. I was at the Million Man March. I was there when there was no internet and the shit was by flyer and word of mouth. 2 million fucking people showed up. Well, more than that, because it was just 2 million of us brothers on the mall. That doesn't count all the sisters that lined Pennsylvania Avenue with their signs, rooting us on, and had made sack lunches to hand out, and drinks and sodas and juice and water. I'm not going to cry, because I always cry when I tell that part of it, because that story needs to be told. That was just, it was me and my buddy Franklin and my brother. And we were going to the Million Man March. We lived over in Oxon Hill. We just had to drive right over to D.C. It was nothing. And I didn't know that was even going to be a thing. But there are all these sisters were, man. I love you, black woman. I love you so much. I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you, black woman. I love you, I love you. I love you, black woman. I love you. I love you. I love you. You are magic. You show up for us when we don't deserve it. You show up when we don't even know we need it. And that day was one of them, man. Those sisters was there. They wasn't mad they couldn't come on the mall. They cheered us on. You gotta see that. Oh, subhanAllah, they had t-shirts made, man. They took care of us, brothers. Me and my brothers and my friend, we didn't take nothing to drink or eat. We just so psyched we going to the Million Man March. We didn't even think about sustenance. But that black woman knew you were going to need something cold to drink, and you might need something to snack on. I love you, black woman, till I die and into eternity. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. You are magic. You are magic. 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 To bring myself back to center, I'm trying to say that my point is that the Nation of Islam is not even made up of 1 million people. Most of those people on the mall weren't even Muslim of any kind. That man is the leader of black people, Louis Farrakhan. That is the leader. And one of the ways you know you have a leader is when white people don't fucking like him. You understand? When they don't like him, that's your leader. That's the one. Because that means he don't like they bitch ass either, you see. And if you're going to lead African people, you cannot be in love with the enemy of our people. They don't put some admiral at the fucking head of the fleet to fight fucking Iraq or something that loves Iraqis. Or has an Iraqi wife or is Iraqi or some shit. You feel me? Like, let's just be very clear. All right, shut up, Jedi, and get through this because there's other shit that she needs to be indicted for. Go.
Been to the Million More movement. I've been building with the ministers.
Act like Donald Trump, especially when you don't have the power of Donald Trump. Like, it's not doing anything but making people create false equivalencies. But I can't justify some of the stuff he said.
I've been to the Million.
She can't justify some of the stuff that Louis Farrakhan said. It always kills me when I hear black people say, I mean, I like Farrakhan. I mean, I don't agree with everything he say. You're just saying that shit as a caveat for fucking white people. There's nothing for you to disagree with this man on ever the fuck ever. I'm telling you.
More movement. I've been building with the minister since 2005. The thing I say about the minister is, if you listen to him a lot, he's not attacking all Jewish people.
And Jewish people love him. So-called Jewish people. Because I'm just over it. I'm over it. These people who claim they follow the Jewish faith, I'll say that. You understand? Because we have video of them greeting him and kissing him and bringing him gifts and all of that. It's just the Zionists that don't like him. That's it. That's it. They don't have no problem with him. And he's never relied on these people at fucking all. You see? That's how you know they're the devil and why they're not deserving of any respect. Because no matter who you are, I'll just use myself as an example, but this is universal for a person, a group, or anything else. Say what you want. Just tell the facts. I'm good with that. You can say anything in the world about me. Just tell the truth. That's all. Just tell the truth. That's it. Because if your claim is valid enough, the truth should be enough to affect whatever desired result you're trying to achieve. You see? So he's never lied on these people at all. I mean, there's too much material there. You don't need to make things up. It's bad enough on its own. Let's go on.
Don't act like Donald Trump, especially when you don't have the power of Donald Trump. Like, it's not doing anything but making people create false equivalencies. But I can't justify some of the stuff he said.
I've been to the Million More movement.
Who are you trying to justify it to, Angela? You traitorous whore? Who are you trying to I just can't justify something to who? Because she didn't say, I just can't accept. Because that would be personal. Justify means to someone else. Let's listen very carefully. Go on.
Holocaust. We're not going to trick that off and say that that's like, you know, a conspiracy theory. Like, stop. You know, like, don't act like Donald Trump, especially when you don't have the power of Donald Trump. Like, it's not doing anything but making people create false equivalencies.
He does have the power of Donald Trump. Donald Trump can't just put a flyer out and get 2 million black people to do any fucking thing. Huh?
Equivalencies, but I can't justify some of the stuff he said.
I've been to the Million More movement. I've been building with the minister since 2005. The thing I say about the minister is, if you listen to him a lot, he's not attacking all Jewish people. Just like he doesn't attack all black people. He,
he also says a lot of stuff that's like homophobic. Like a lot of stuff.
Right there. Now that Charlemagne comes back with, he's not attacking all of them. So basically, he's trying to be nice because they're friends. So she's not winning that. She's like, but he also says stuff that's homophobic. Fuck you, bitch. Because here's why. First of all, Farrakhan is a man from a certain time. But we don't even need that. The fact of the matter is, black people, you're going to have to accept homosexuality is not African. It's anti-black. If it wasn't, then we'd have all these fucking gay people in Africa, and we don't. Are there some gay people there? Yes. But when we see them, we can clearly see they've been influenced by Western influence. Do you understand? but it is our culture, and we have a right to our culture to perpetuate the things that are cultural to us. This is no different than as Muslims, we do not drink, we do not eat pork, we do not intoxicate, we don't do any of those things. So you're not gonna, I don't give a fuck what you got going on. You're not gonna tell us we're somehow something because we don't accept those things. Homosexuality is not part of being black. Now, we accept that there are black people, and I've made the case of why I think that is. Allah does not create gay people. But I believe this white devil has found a way to infiltrate the Allah when you're just an embryo. Something, because we've seen it with the black scientist that I brought you years ago, where he's in a lab, he had reptiles, male reptiles, and he injected them with something, and he's saying on camera, now we give them this, and the male reptiles do everything female. Everything. Everything. They do everything female. So I'm supposed to just stop there? And I'm an idiot to think that could not be transhuman as well. It's all you, Jedi. You need to go and cleanse. You don't know what you're talking about. You definitely have problems, and you're a conspiracy theorist, and we just can't listen to anything you have to say, and we're just over it. So, two things can be true at the same time. These people can come forth and say, but I am born like this. I can't help it. That can be true. And it wasn't created by Allah. Period. Do you understand? So, give a fuck if he's saying some shit that's homophobic. He is a black man speaking to black people. And what's the problem again? Not understanding. It's just like when you was at home and you got in trouble for something and you talk about one of your little friends. They hit you again. We talk about you. So-and-so's at their house with their parents. We talk about your ass. You understand? This is that. It's the same thing. He's also said things that are homophobic. Give a fuck. What does that mean to the Nation of Islam, black people, anything? What does that even mean? It doesn't mean anything. She's just grappling at straws now. Because she gives more fuck about these so-called fucking people from Poland and Eastern Europe and gay people than she gives a fuck about her own people. That's what we're clear about with Angela Rye, as it were.
Who I care deeply about, who are Jewish and have ancestors who were tremendously impacted by the Holocaust. We're not going to trick that off and say that that's like, you know, a conspiracy theory. Like, stop. Mm-hmm. You know, like, don't act like Donald Trump, especially when you don't have the power of Donald Trump. Yes, like, he's not doing anything but making people create false equivalencies. But I can't justify some of the stuff he said.
I've been to the Million More Movement. I've been building with the minister since 2005. The thing I say about the minister is, if you listen to him a lot, he's not attacking all Jewish people. Just like he doesn't attack all black people. He, you know...
he also says a lot of stuff that's like homophobic. So like a lot of stuff.
Well, I think a lot of that is old school. Just being an older 80-something-year-old.
Perfect. Thank you, Charlemagne. Y'all know I'm not a fan of him. But we accept truth no matter what the damn source. Even if it's from, goddammit, this thing called Charlemagne. Go on.
Black man.
I guess my thing is being
What old is your thing, dumb bitch?
Doesn't mean that you can be like dumb and a bigot, you know.
So he was on Earth before your bitch ass. His positions are lived and seasoned. And because your 3-year-old ass comes along now, and he's already lived 10 of your lifetimes, and he doesn't agree with your contemporary bullshit that's all new, by the way, he's dumb and a bigot. Any black person that will call another black person a bigot should just be fucking dragged over fucking Niagara Falls without a raft. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. This is a traitorous bitch, and we should just have nothing to do with her, everybody. Nothing at all.
I'm not calling him dumb, but
I'm not calling him dumb, but you just did, bitch. She just realized how bad it sounded. So she doesn't get to pull that back. So give her no grace. You understand? We as a people got to be over fucking forgiveness. Over it. over it.
Saying you don't have to speak ignorantly because you're old.
But he got his beliefs, though.
If I could have my way, I would ask
But you don't get to have your way, dumb bitch.
the minister to dial back some of that rhetoric. Because
you would ask him to dial back some of his rhetoric. An organization that is probably the most premier organization in this country, responsible for waking up otherwise would be dead ass black people. The Nation of Islam, I've told you they're not Muslims. That's all fine. That's a separate issue. We give credit where it's earned. And the fact is there is not another organization anywhere for African people that is more effective than the Nation of Islam. They could take a brother that's been on crack for 20 years, clean him up. Next thing you know, that brother is the sharpest thing you ever saw, intelligent, responsible, handling his business. I mean, this is not, we have many thousands of examples of this, everybody. This is not just, ooh, it's a miracle, it was one off and it happened. No, they do this. This is what they do. And again, and even Charlemagne, he claimed, he said he was at the Million More March. Okay, fine. I was at the Million Man March, the first one. So, she needs him to dial it back. For who? For your dumb bitch ass? For you, for what? Because the people who you give more fuck about than your own people have a problem with it, so now you come up here to cake for them and be their mouthpiece and shit? Where is the pack of sisters that you need to be handling other bitches when they get out of line? Where are those sisters at?
All Jewish people. Just like he doesn't attack all black people. He
also says a lot of stuff that's like homophobic. Like a lot of stuff.
I think a lot of that is old school, just being an older 80-something-year-old black man.
I guess my thing is being old doesn't mean that you can be like dumb and a bigot. You know, I'm not calling him dumb, but I'm saying you don't have to speak ignorantly because you're old.
But he got his beliefs, though.
If I could have my way, I would ask the minister to dial back some of that rhetoric because I don't believe he needs to be in the same category as Alex Jones and them.
We can't allow him to be, because one thing that they historically do to our black prominent voices, our prominent black leaders, is vilified.
But can we also make sure that there are things that would, like, can we not do things that are vilifiable?
See, the reason
can we not just talk when we don't know what the fuck we're talking about, when we should just jump from a 5th-story window head first, dumb bitch?
Listen, I get it. I get everything that you're saying.
And I'm saying I really have wrestled with this all weekend. Like, okay, what are the...
She only wrestled with it because she knows that we're going to drag her ass for filth and it should just be on site and she needs to have security. That's the only why she wrestled with it. Go on.
Things that they're saying that are legitimate. What are my issues? And my issues are like, are you really about to undermine your entire history because you want to be wedded to these points that aren't even relevant?
I don't think he is. Like, we're not going to let white people undermine history of America.
Right. They don't determine his legacy or whatever. We do that. Do you see how gone she is? This is a dumb bitch, everybody. Look it up. You will see her. Just type in dumb bitch. Google it. Her picture comes up. Right there. Her picture.
So can he just stop the other stuff, though?
And we have to be...
Why are you talking to Charlemagne? If you're really so bothered about this, why don't you go meet with him and see if you get out alive, dumb bitch? Just go meet with the minister, huh? Huh? Because you'll meet with these blood-drinking, baby-eating fucking demons, but you will sit somewhere and talk shit about the minister. She needs to watch her ass. Because them brothers that follow the Nation of Islam are very serious, and they love Louis Farrakhan. And things could happen. She needs to be very careful. Very careful.
Very careful of that, too.
Okay.
When it comes to the media.
Okay.
Because this is the same media who used to call Martin Luther King Jr. the most dangerous man in the world.
No, but I'm saying, I think that it's different because if you look at what Dr. King said about Jewish people who were allies in the movement.
Give a fuck. We're not going to listen, I don't care what these people do or say. They're not going to somehow be some ultra sacred ass fucking people. I stand on that till my last breath. Wallahi. That's it. Give a fuck. I will die on that sword. Give a damn.
I mean, the ministers even like criticized the relationship that the NAACP has with the Jewish community.
I think what you said is true. He overgeneralizes.
Yes, like just stop.
That I agree with.
Just stop. It's not helpful.
Yeah.
And how do you know? Obviously, you don't know those people. Because to know them is to not defend them. Why are you so passionate? Why do you care so much?
In an era where there is an increasing divide between all these cultures, where if we really came together, we'd be more powerful.
No, fuck that, bitch. We're only interested in black people coming together. Until this house is in order, I don't give a fuck about coming together with no fucking body else. Nobody. I'm only interested in the unity of African people. And not just in this country, but across the diaspora. I'm interested in us being one body, one family. Because it's through that unity that we will annihilate everybody else.
Just stop. That's all I'm saying. Can you just stop? And can you acknowledge that in the past you've overgeneralized, it's not helpful, and you're willing to take some of this stuff down?
Because I've heard him say,
It doesn't have anything to do.
Like Jewish people come to listen to the minister speak.
Yeah.
Like he talks about his Jewish allies, but he really does separate it where he says wicked Jewish people and good Jewish people. Same thing he does with black people. But I look at the minister the same way I look at any of these people.
This is hard, y'all. When I hate something so bad, it's hard for me to sit and watch it, but I'm doing it for you.
If I can bypass everything Joe Biden's done and said to say I will still vote for him if he's in the primary, the general election.
I think that I can do that, but
right. No, bitch. Because your bitch ass sat up there and caped for Joe Biden. What do you say, dumb bitch, about the thousands and generational black men and women who are in jail because of your beloved Joe Biden, who's wearing a fucking diaper as I speak? You see? That's what I mean. Black people are quick to get out there and act like they're so moral to defend some shit that's not us, but don't hold no fucking passion to defend African people. That makes you a fake bitch to me. You understand? And in my perfect world, worthy of death.
I need him to acknowledge that some of the stuff he said has been hurtful. And it's not good.
Has Biden done that for black people?
I think he's tried. I think he's done that in some ways. I don't know.
I think you see how hypocritical she is?
If he's done it sufficiently.
I don't know if he's done it. I think he's done it. I think Louis Farrakhan has dedicated his entire life to African people. He's been out there preaching since before I was born. You've known Joe Biden. How old is this dumb bitch? Fuck Angela Rye. How old is Angela Rye? The bitch is 45. She's 3 years old.
I got like what he said on the Senate when he talked about he doesn't care about the system that created these predators. They'll kill your mom. They'll kill my mom. Yeah. People that look like me. People that look like you.
If he hasn't apologized for that, he should.
She don't have nothing to say to that because that's not what she's getting paid for. She's there being paid by the stinking Zionists to come for Louis Farrakhan. But the gag is, you come for Louis Farrakhan, even those of us who don't follow the Nation of Islam will come for your ass. You lay one finger on that man. When Allah has determined his day and he dies naturally, mashallah, it has happened, and that's it. But anybody fucking touching the minister and causing a premature death is going to be dealt with, and not through thoughts and prayers and begging and asking and marching and protesting. It's going to be physical. Let's be very clear about that.
And what else did he do? The school busing stuff. He said some really offensive stuff about school busing. He needs to apologize for all of it.
But you're not having the same energy about that as you just did the last 10 minutes talking shit about Farrakhan.
This is not just about Louis Farrakhan needs to walk things back more than white people. Nah, I expect the same thing from everybody. But I'm saying, just like we know, we have to be twice as good. Mm-hmm. You know, work 3 times as hard and probably apologize 5 times as much.
Louis Farrakhan doesn't have to do any of that because he's not beholden to anybody that you're beholden to. His people support him, and he is self-sufficient. He doesn't need you, or he doesn't. He's not a puppet like you are. You fake ass bitch. So he doesn't have to work twice as hard and be twice as good and all that shit. Just he's a black man means he's twice as good and twice as everything. So shut the fuck up.
Want him to meet that standard. I do not want his credibility or history undermined.
Nobody's undermining except for you, you whore. We determine what this man is. Because I remind you, the 2 million people that were on the mall was all black folks. Wasn't no white motherfuckers out there. Glory be to Allah. That's the way it should be. So who is she speaking for? Who?
Because it's some offhanded, salacious, off-the-cuff remarks that don't have anything to do with what he's trying to build.
White people will undermine his history regardless.
But I'm saying, like, at least don't work with him on that. Like, just undo some of this.
I usually don't go to people's social media. I'm not into that. That's just not even my world. This bitch, I'm finding her social media. I'm gonna make her my project.
Stuff that's not necessary. Anyway, if I could talk to him, that's what I would say.
What if he's not sorry?
Then I
Then
I can't support
I just
it.
can't stop thinking.
He survived before your 3-year-old ass came along, and he will be fine just after you. So why? Who cares if you don't support him? You don't have some huge organization following that. Oh my God, Angela Rye's not following Farrakhan, so we can't go on.
It's bigotry.
I just can't stop shaking.
I know, and that's all she showed. Yeah, that was the end of it. Fuck Angela Rye, dude. She's a traitorous bitch who needs to die, quite frankly. You know, and any black people like her. She's clearly on the Zionist train, you know, and I'm not even aware of what her feelings were on Gaza. So is she mad now there's a ceasefire? Huh? Is she sorry that probably at least 200,000 innocent people were murdered in the last 16 months? And this is what this bitch gives a fuck about? This is the type of people I pray for them to fall down a long flight of stairs because I need them to suffer before they die. It can't be instant. I need you to suffer is what I need. I need that. And as you're suffering, I need you to be thinking about all the evil shit you did. That's what I need you to be thinking about. That's what I need you to be thinking about. So that your death will be torturous. And that you will feel like this is why it's happening. I mean that. Where did I leave off at? Oh, I was going to tell you about Laurel, Maryland, Black Beauty. My princess, my car that I've had for 25 years now. I bought her in Laurel, Maryland. Right there on Route 1. And also, I had a really bad case of what I now believe was salmonella poisoning. Because I'm very careful with how I handle food and stuff like that. But I had fixed some chicken. And I'm a consistent man. So if anything happens to me, I can always trace it back and see what did I do what did I do? Did I do something that I don't normally do? Anything. So anyway, so I was working for Xerox then, and I got deathly ill, and I was in Laurel Regional Hospital, and they were filling me up with IVs. They were saying I'm so dehydrated because I lost so much from the diarrhea. Just I know Laurel. Plus I had a lot of accounts out there to fix Xerox machines and things like that. So yeah, Laurel is got a place in my heart. Yeah, we talked about Wendy being on. It was Don Lemon. CS, you say Wendy is easily worth over 100 million. I know she has more than 5 million liquid. You are right, brother. Yeah, it's got to be, don't give me $5 million. $5 million, 13 seasons? That's just not even, that's just not, come on. But that's part of it. You see, the Zionists are the who are stealing our fucking money, are the ones planting the story. Um, Jewish, you say, not Donna. Laugh out loud. I'm gonna need some of that punch. And I'm low on punch too. I just looked at the time to see if I've got plenty of time. So when we're done, I can go and get some punch because I'm low. I'm trying not to really sip it down because I don't have any more. Um, you go on Jewish. You say according to the Sun.com in 2022, Wendy was worth a $10 million salary a year. There we have it. Glad you cited a source too, Original US. You know I love that. Sharon Sutton, a shout out to you, Queen. Yeah, Vicky, she's very funny. And but I also appreciate her passion. And so I can get past the sort of churchy Christian overtone stuff, you know? And the hair, she's doing the whole thing. It's a whole thing. It's very comical, but I appreciate that she's serious and passionate. I love that. Supreme Goddess Nani. Just getting here. F her, dude, in your voice. Fuck her, dude. Yes. Uh I love you. Son, this black woman loves you back. I love you more. And I always say that to people because people don't love as hard as I love. They just don't. No matter what the intent, they don't love as thoroughly and sincerely and as hard as I do. That's why I say that. When anybody says that, I go, I love you more. Oh, you're saying I don't love the audio quality. Now I find out. Nobody else told me. And I thought we was good. You guys know how I normally get up and go check the sound in another room, and I'm gonna have to get up and do it. She baby, what's up? I'm so glad to see you. Great to catch you live. I'm glad you caught me live. Happy New Year to you as well. May Allah bless you and your family as well. Everything back at you. Just back at you, back at you, back at you. Wow. Subhanallah. Okay. I'm gonna need to check sound now, you guys, because I thought we were good. But evidently, what am I doing? I don't need this now. That is the Angela Rye clip. We are good. Let me come here now. What is this? We did this. We don't need it. We know about the lies of the inauguration. It's everything that I've said, and I will come back and do an I told you so video. And I need something. What did I have for you that wasn't necessarily supposed to be part of this, but I needed it? Okay. This is for you and for me. No, it's not. Forget that. I can't use that. That won't work. Is this the one? Because this will work for now.
We're going to continue with our breaking news from here.
Okay, you needed to see this anyway because I have cited the ceasefire in Gaza. So see this report while I listen to the sound in the other room. I'm going to let it play, but I'm also going to then switch it over so I can hear what that sound is like. And I'll be playing, but you do need to see this though, because this is the latest on this so-called ceasefire. Let us begin. Wait, let me bring you in.
We're going to continue with our breaking news from here in Doha. After 15 months of Israel's war on Gaza, negotiators have now reached a ceasefire agreement. According to media reports, celebrations are taking place right across Gaza.
Okay, I needed to come back and say something on camera while the video is on. And also, this is the video I cited. So I didn't know that I'd saved it to show it to you. This is the video I cited in my opening. You don't hear anybody declaring takbir, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, or reciting anything from Quran. Nothing. Does this look like people celebrating? You see buildings in the background. This isn't Gaza. Where's the rubble? We don't have it. But on the screen, celebrations in Gaza over reports that ceasefire deal has been reached to end war. What is, no, it's not. Damn it. All right, let's go on. Because I needed to say that on camera so I can go and hear it now. And then hear when I'm not on, when I'm back in full screen. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Okay, these are live pictures that we're bringing you from Deir al-Balah. We've seen scenes of jubilation and celebration over different parts of Gaza in the last couple of hours or so since it was announced that a ceasefire agreement appears to have been reached between Israel and Hamas. Hani Mahmoud is in Deir al-Balah in central Gaza. Hani, just talk to us about the kind of atmosphere there is where you are.
Well, as of this moment, the celebration are still happening. They're taking place. There are more people leaving their tent sites from the surrounding of the area, the vicinity of the hospital, pouring into the courtyard of the hospital. It's just so amazing to see the hospital right now. In the morning, the courtyard of the hospital was a stage for many of the funerals of early hours this morning. The 10 people who were killed in the overnight attacks, the many that followed. And now we're seeing a completely different scene in front of us. People have been displaced, traumatized, hungry, are at the hospital celebrating this moment with much of happiness and excitement and much of the feelings that were suppressed in the past 15 months, to the point people were not allowed to express any of their feelings, to reprieve or to mourn properly their loved ones and their relatives. But now it's an opportunity for them. But it's worth mentioning as well, it's still not clear when the ceasefire is going to take effect here, because we just seen an ambulance vehicle just pulled up inside the hospital, bringing injuries from an attack in the Nusayrat refugee camp. And this is exactly the concern now. We're seeing from the time of announcement that there is an agreement into the time that it's going to take effect. Those are 24 hours, are very critical time. And what we are worried about, what everybody now worried about, despite the high level of happiness and excitement here, almost non-believable.
Yeah, but where are they? And Supreme Goddess is right. We're having that issue that we had last time, everybody. At least it's harder to hear it on these devices. When I hear it back on my television, I can gauge it, but I suspect it's what I think it is. How you hear me now? No, not now. Hear this now. It just jumped. Now we're not in the same place as we were. I gotta find out why that does that. I need tissue. I got it. Wait. Why am I not where we're at? Anyways, how you hear me now? I gotta go out and come back in because I can't do this. How you hear me now is how I fixed it so you hear me when I switch over when I'm showing you the video. The audio should not change. I don't like this being an issue for you, you know? I just want the information to be conveyed. You should not have to deal with any technical nonsense. I don't like that. I'm not even loving this. I'm getting feedback. Oh, because I'm talking and it's okay, that's something separate. But how you're hearing me now, without me playing this now, so I don't need the whole thing because that's it's a 7-minute thing. I made my point with that. You saw that doesn't really look like a celebration, and the fact that it's not rubble and that there's buildings standing is a problem for me. I'm just going to need rubble. Call me crazy. I'm just going to need rubble is what I'm going to need. Marcus, the lion, you are a lion. Greetings, my brother. Marcus, subhanallah. I need you, Marcus, because I have a couple of things lined up. I've got a couple. I forget which country they're in now. I've reached out to them to come on the platform so we can have a discussion. I haven't decided if I'm doing it on Jedi Africa or if I'm doing it on here. And then I have my two brothers in Kenya that I've lined up to come on to the platform. We're going to do that on StreamYard. But I need somebody to come on camera before that because when I have my guests on, I can't have technical nonsense. So you be the perfect person, Marcus, because we've spent many hours when we used to do our behind the scenes Skype groups and stuff like that. You'd be perfect. So I'm asking you to do that, you know. And where are we at? We're at Sunday. So probably one day next week, you can kind of let me know, give me a time frame and a day that's best for you, and I'll just schedule my live for then. And that's what we'll do. And some portion of that, I need you to just come on. Anybody else can do it too. But since y'all be sitting in the shadows, you don't respect me. Marcus has been on, and so I need you to come on just so that I can troubleshoot. So I hope you'll be there for me on that, brother. And Happy New Year, Marcus, if I haven't told you already. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. And many blessings and all things good for you and yours in this new year, inshallah. What else? How long are we in? I don't know. Where do I know? Oh, the stream page. Where's that at? By the way, everybody, don't forget to thumbs up. Don't forget to thumbs up. Remember, I am not monetized and I'm shadow banned. And the only way my message can get through and out is I need you. There's no, Christians always say, no weapon formed against me will stand. Okay, fine. So no weapon from this white devil will stand against your brother if you stand with your brother. If you stand with me, it's not going to happen any other way. So if you just sit back and think it'll just miraculously happen, it won't. It won't. I'm still the same guy that we all rose to 23,000 subscribers. We had nearly 5 million views on the channel around the world. That's a lot of people to be exposed to. Do you understand? But I did that with you because I bet on you. I need you to bet on me, us. I tell the story. I've told it many times. I'll tell it again. Early on in my very first YouTube channel, when I was very young, white people would come through and say, well, your channel's never going to grow because you alienate white people. I didn't give a fuck. And we got to 23,000. Because I know the power of us. I know that. Anybody else could have just sold out. Ooh, they right. Ooh, and be afraid and shit. And then, ooh, let me change what I say. Ooh, let me be nice. Fuck that. What I think and what I feel is what I'm going to say and represent until I die. I'm not changing. I don't need to. So I need you. Right now, backstage here, it says we have at least 133 people watching. Why don't we have 133 people in the chat? Every time I'm on here, I always tell you when we're done, when I say that's it and I leave, refresh and see what the number is. Sometimes they play around with that too. You understand? There's usually about 300 people watching when I'm on at any time. But they play games. You are the only way we overcome that. You got to thumbs the fuck up this video. If you've not subscribed to me, you got to subscribe. My job is I have to produce more and more content to saturate the market also. So I got to do that. But we've been sitting at 3,670 subscribers for 8 years. I'm the dude that rose to 23,000 subscribers in like a year and a half or 2 years tops. It was very exponential. I'm still the same man. So the only thing that has changed is this white devil. You see? So you are the key. You are it. You watching me right now, you are it. Let's not play games about it. And don't think that it'll just magically cure itself. It'll just go, it's not. You are the key. You got a thumbs up, you got to share, and you got to subscribe. That's how we get to the finish line. That's how we get there. So I show 134 people watching now. And we've been on just about 2.5 hours. What else was I supposed to cover? Oh, there's the liar, the rally that we read in the article saying he was going to have some rally on Sunday. So there's the rally. It's lies. We don't need to see that. I'm over it. And because it is Sunday, I don't want us to go too long. And again, it's Elon Musk. Where's JD Vance? Oh, I know what I should be doing. What is it called on here? There it is. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you. That's going to be so important. because I'm so eager to bring these brothers, and I don't know, because I don't know, because there's a way on StreamYard that you could pay extra money, and then all my platforms I can be live on at one time. I can be live here, Jedi Africa, Facebook, and Twitter all at the same time, like all at the same time. And I don't know. One of the reasons I haven't made that investment is because I only started with StreamYard so that I wouldn't have to sit and read your comments. I can pop them out and highlight them. And also, you don't have to type. You could just come on camera and talk about whatever it is we're talking about. But my people are all scary. I'm not understanding. You're following a man who is the most fearless person you probably have ever met in your life or will know. Follow my example. I think we'll just see this short clip because I saw this before I came live.
But I will say
that Nelly was supposed to be performing potentially at the Orange Puff's inauguration. I had bookmarked it for you. I wasn't going to talk about it tonight, but let's just see it. And I hope I'm not in the way. Alhamdulillah.
What I will say is that I respect the office. This isn't. But I will.
Okay, I already know I already know I don't think I can watch this now. After what I almost had a meltdown during Angela Rye, for all the reasons I expressed to you during that clip. I don't know if I can see this. I'm gonna turn it up so I can hear it. I'll let you see it. I don't know if I can watch this.
What I will say is that I respect the office. This isn't politics. The politics for me, it's over. He won. He's the president. He's the commander-in-chief of what I would like to say is the best country in the world.
Basically, I had an album in a few years, and I'm definitely an overspending, materialistic ass nigga. So I'm just happy to get the bag. That's what that translates to, everybody. I just translated it. I just did it. I just did it. I told you. I speak Spanish. I speak Arabic. I speak white devil. I have a doctorate in white devil. And I also speak dumb ass nigga. And as you saw from the previous clip with Angela Wright, I also speak dumb bitch. I do that too. So I've got 5 languages going on. So I'm multilingual. So it's 5 now. I thought it was just Spanish and Arabic. But I see now it's 5. It's 5.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
so he just has all this respect for the office now. It's all about the office. It's just all about the office.
What I will say is that I respect the office. This isn't politics. The politics for me, it's over. He won. He's the president. He's the commander-in-chief of what I would like to say is the best country in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know if a lot of people know that, but I know everybody knows I'm from St. Louis. Everybody knows St. Louis is what made me. That's what I wear on my chest and my heart. But I was born on a military base in Austin. My father served. My grandfather served. My uncle served. My auntie served. My cousins served. I've entertained the troops all around this world. I've entertained the troops. Ain't no money in that. That's something that I felt I had to do because I was one of those kids on those military bases. You see what I'm saying? Far be it at a young age, but I was there. I know what that meant to them families that have been away from for home for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. Sometimes could be 10-year plus, dependent. And here we get a chance to go out here and bring a little bit of home to these people. And I mean, long story short, I know like if these people, the military means a lot to me, right? If these people these are people that enlist, these people give their lives, they give everything that they have so that we can have these choices, so that we can have these freedoms. And here's the kicker. They do it no matter who is in office. People act like the men and women of our military don't get a chance to vote. They get a chance to vote too. Sometimes they candidate don't win, but who's ever in office, if they push the button, they got to go. They
Well,
gotta go.
what does the military have to do with the inauguration?
That means if these people can give their life for the office, Nelly can perform. If these people can give their
Okay. I'm done vomiting now. And I've checked with my medical team. They've said I'm fine and that I can go on. They did admonish me that it is touch and go. So, we don't know. That is what is known as word salad, everybody, and a bunch of vomit. Is what that's known as. Are we switched over? We're not switched over. And for some reason, we're not switching over. So I'll switch this over manually. There we go. I'm waiting. This nigga is getting paid. Straight out. Suddenly he's so patriotic. I think I heard the Star Spangled Banner playing as he was speaking. No. It was America the Beautiful. I heard it. I heard it with my own ears. I heard it. It was the Stars and Stripes Forever. The Piccolo part. I heard it. I just heard it. You know, I hear my brothers and sisters in Africa that I follow. We're all plagued with the same virus. What is it about African people that you can always find any number of us to be picked off for fame, notoriety, a coin? He just sees this as an opportunity to be seen by a large audience. I don't know if he's ever performed at the Super Bowl. Let's ask the white whore. She will know. Has Nelly ever performed at the Super Bowl? Yes, Nelly performed at the Super Bowl halftime show during Super Bowl whatever. I don't know Roman numerals anymore. So whatever, it's 3 X's, a V, and 3 1s, whatever that is. He also performed at a later Super Bowl. So he's been in front of a large crowd, a crowd of that magnitude. 2004, looks like. So he's failed now because he's not on the lips of anybody. We all know Nelly. When Country Grammar came out, you would have thought I wrote it because that's all I played in my car when I lived in Maryland. That's it. If you come and take a ride with me, three. Damn it, I used to know it like my name. Don't you want to come and take a ride with me? 3 willing to go with a Toby. Ooh, I feel this. Hey, must be the money. Anyway, so we all know him. But suddenly he's this patriot. Well, my Uncle Buddy fought in World War II. How about that, Nelly? And my brother, he's not the next sibling, but he's the next boy. He's 7 years older than me. And he was in the Army for 14 years, 15 years. And I have numerous friends who are in the military. Like, I'm glad it was Willie D that was up there. I'm gonna go and try and find the entire thing because it must exist. Because just from that clip, I saw that Willie had the right tone to his body language, and his tone was like, that's some bullshit. Even when he said, so what does the military have to do with the inauguration? That's what made me stop vomiting. when I heard that, I was cured. My blood pressure returned to normal. My heart rate went down. It was my blood sugar stabilized. It was a few things. When are we going to understand that all the gains that white people have made and continue to make over us all come from our lack of unity? It's like a bank, and you got dollar bills of different denominations in that bank vault. The only way anybody gets that fucking money, and that money represents us, only way anybody gets that is somebody can breach the vault. And the issue with us across the earth is you got some nigga there handing out the fucking combination to the goddamn vault and letting them in. That's the way it happens. And he's in the rap world. Niggas get rolled on. I wonder if any brothers are feeling inspired, as it were. Meanwhile, this is the same bastard who didn't appoint anybody black to his cabinet. Not surprised. Don't care. When you had all them Negroes out there caping for him. He didn't put a single one in the cabinet. And now you would take your monkey ass and perform for white people. This is like a language that's not been created or produced or invented for me, because all my life I've only known principle and conviction. It's as natural to me as breathing. It's that easy. It's that easy. You just stand on your damn dime. So the anger for me is compounded by the mystery of it all for me. Because it pisses me off, it's wrong, and I don't understand. I'm also someone who is fiercely loyal. That's also like breathing to me. Why must I be alone? Why is that extraordinary? How is that extraordinary? Why isn't that the norm? Fuck Nelly and the bitch that gave birth to him. That bitch. I can't. I'm beyond over it. It's not even, I can't even be over it. It's so much more than that. Listen, I don't want to take up too much of your time, everybody. I will leave you with this because we had so many technical problems at the beginning of our last stream, and I want to be sure this is communicated. So I'll say it once more time before we land. Okay, Marcus, Thursday. I see you. I said to you, and I'm waiting for Cheryl to show up so I could fight with her. I love you, Cheryl, if you see this playback. Cheryl Bryant, another one of my constant gardeners. This FBA nonsense. And I categorize it nonsense because it doesn't make sense. And the universe gave me something new that I shared with you in our last stream, and I'm sharing it again now because I want to make sure that it was heard. And that is this. Anytime Cheryl would bring it up, you always heard me say, so what's our origin story then? I'm happy to accept that. I'm happy to accept it, but you're going to have to give me the origin story. You just can't proclaim, we were here, but not that we came from Africa and came here first. That's not what they're claiming. Their claim is we were never in Africa, that we were born, and this is where we came out of the earth here. Poof, black people in America. So, okay, but anytime you make a claim, at least to the Jedi, I'm an intellectual, but I'm also someone who is in love with the truth. So any claim that you bring, you got to be able to defend that claim. Otherwise, I throw that out and declare it ridiculous. So the universe gave me something new to add to my objection. Because I would at least had offered before, well, why can't it be we left Africa, we were here first because we were on Earth at least some 75,000 years before anybody else, and we didn't just sit in Africa. According to the White Devil, the continents have been moving, so they were closer at some point. So why can't it be we came here, we were here first? I could give you that. If that's your FBA, let's go party. But no. They want nothing to do with Africa. That we're a whole different class of African person here than in Africa. So what the universe gave me recently is I challenged that idea to say, then if we were here and we were never enslaved and we're FBA, where's the language that we spoke? Because English is new. So where's the language that we spoke? And since we weren't enslaved and we weren't brought here on ships, then when did we give up the language? What was the language and when did we lose it? Where's the music? Where's it at? Where's the music? Where's the food? Where is it? Where's the land? Then you got to offer a story of when the land was taken from the FBAs. Where is it? What was our response to the White Devil when they showed up? These are basic questions. And if you can answer that, if you're going to name a language for me and show me some documentation that this was our language before this White Devil, then it'll make sense. You got to show me the language. You got to show me the music. You got to show me everything that satisfies to me that we had no African attachment. And they don't have it. They don't have it. So that's why I offer to you, you need to be very careful listening to these people with this FBA nonsense, because they only started saying that as the roar got louder for reparations and more serious. La pièce de résistance was when California was very serious about reparations, and there was early talk that the governor was ready to sign it once they finished their fact-finding and presented that he was going to be all for it. He's a White Devil, of course he reneged once the study was over. But that was the crescendo of when I started hearing this FBA. Because that's not a term we had been hearing. That's new. That's new. We weren't hearing that. We were not hearing that. We only started hearing that. I started doing YouTube videos in 2014. 2014, didn't hear it. 2015, didn't hear it. 2016, never heard of it. 2017, never heard of it. 2018, never heard of it. I don't even think I really heard of it really since 2020 or 2021, really. If you got a different date, let me know. But it's new. It's new. And for the authors of it to be so passionate about it now, you would have thought they would have been saying this before. And most of us seated have seen Hidden Colors, all of them. Didn't hear it in any of those. I've heard many talks from Dr. Johnson. Wasn't hearing FBA. So we have to be not only suspicious of the term and what they're forwarding, but suspicious of those who are forwarding it. And to my understanding, and you correct me if I'm wrong, this comes out of the pablum mouth of this Tariq Nasheed person, who is an agent as I see it. An agent. No call to action. He's been on here longer than me, has a larger following, speaks at different places around the country. No movement. No call to action from our people. None. I was what, a year and a half in? And we need to start the Black Independence Liberation League. There needs to be an organization. We need to do something. Because I've always been a doer and not a talker. If we're not going to do, I don't need to talk. I don't even window shop. Because it's against my DNA to go and be looking at some shit I'm not going to buy or can't buy. I'm very consistent in life. Why would I look at it if I'm not buying it? I'm either going shopping or I'm not. There is no window shopping for the Jedi. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of my life. It's right up there with video games and sports. Why would I do that? So be careful, my people. Be careful. Be careful. Be the captain of your vessel and stand at your gate. Don't just be sensationalized and influenced by everything, and vet the source. I've always told you, sweep behind me. I'm careful. When I speak, I know what I'm speaking about. And when I'm not sure, I tell you, I'm not really sure about this. This isn't mine, I don't know. Those are rare. When the Jedi speaks, you learn. Because I'm here to convey what is accurate and truthful. That's it. Just tell the truth. Just tell it. But tell it, live it, give it, be it. Tell it, live it, give it, be it. This is one of the ways we change our people and how we change the world for us. We don't give a fuck about nobody else. We don't have time. We don't have time. We don't have the luxury. That's a luxury item. We don't have that time. I remind you, let this be the year of our unity. You as individuals, any of you exposed to me live or listening to me after the fact now, you, the individual, have to make a commitment to support Black people, to be one with Black people. When you see your brother and your sister, you see them just as that, your brother and your sister. You approach them, start a conversation, establish a rapport. Let's become a family. We can do that. I do it all the time. I don't know any other way. Black folks is my family. That's what it is. That's what it is. How many times am I in public and I'll see some young brother that's out of character and I go up to him and put something in his ear? If he's sagging, I go up and lecture him for at least 15, 20 minutes. Let him know he's not a king and he's not a man. That he's standing before a king and a man. And that this is what you must do. And every single one of them starts pulling them up as I'm talking. With that embarrassed grin on their face. Because nobody has confronted them. It's unimaginable that somebody would. They wouldn't expect it. So when I speak, they're like a deer in headlights. Because who is this guy and why is he telling me all these things that are right? And why does he give a fuck? Because you're my brother. And I'm yours. Do for your people. You got people around you now. It could be the old lady next door. You see her coming and going, go help her. Go help her. A friend, a neighbor, a stranger. But be black first. You work in a job, go out of your way to make sure you give priority to your own. Don't just do your job. Do it better for your own. I managed the Taco Bell in Oxon Hill, Maryland. I kept that crew black. Do you understand? You came in there white, which was so rare anyway, because Oxon Hill is black, at least it was then. You come in there, I'll interview you, but somehow you just didn't get the job. We don't. I had other applicants. I've always done that. I've always done that. How many times am I driving anywhere I've lived in the country? I see anybody black walking, I'm picking you up. Just because you mom. I don't need no other provocation. Just because you're my own. That's my brother. That's my sister. I have to be a little more careful with the women because I'm Muslim and there's rules about being alone with women that you're not married to or that are not related to you. So I have to be a little careful with that. You know, just because I'm not trying to go to hell. And why Allah has put that in place is so that there can never be any, even an appearance of impropriety between the man and the woman. Back during the firestorm with Me Too, I told you we don't have Me Too anywhere in the Muslim world. There's 2 billion of us now. We don't have a Me Too story. We just don't have it. We just don't have it. We just don't have it. Because our women cover, and as men, we don't engage with women that we're not related to. No need. No need for me shaking your hand and hugging you. Hey girl, what's up? Ooh, ooh. You're not mine. That's like going into wherever they keep the Hope Diamond and you're just behind the velvet rope touching on the fucking diamond. They'll get security to get you up out of there. How dare you? And the alarms are going off. That's the woman. You don't just touch her. You don't. So make that commitment if you follow me. Make that commitment. It's got to be black first. Get rid of the old ways, your old doubt and suspicion and disdain and hate. Drop it. It's some of us that are worthy of that. Vet them first, and if they're that, then be over their ass. But don't assign that to all of us. Know what that class is, and then isolate. I'm 100% with you. We just not gonna save Keisha. We can't. That's fine. But this just outright suspicion of each other, be over that. Be over it. Last thing I'll say to that point is I saw a girl, I guess it's a TikTok thing. I don't know what she is. She wasn't white, but she might be mixed with black, but something else also. Anyways, people just donate to her for her to just travel around the world leisurely. That's it. Then they find out she's scamming them and this and that. She's traveling, but she's scamming. Like she's literally going to the places she says she's been to, like a whole bunch of countries. But people donating to her, they know it's just for her leisure. Just for her leisure. And people donate. I have sat here telling you since September, or maybe a little later than September, but certainly not much later, that our sister and my 7-year-old godson are homeless. I've been jumping through every hoop to try and keep them in this hotel in North Carolina. Why haven't you stepped up? Thank you to those of you who did. But why haven't you stepped up? It's the winter time. It's the winter time. And another payment is due, I think, on Wednesday. Why haven't you stepped up? I want you to reflect on that in your soul this evening. If you're just destitute and you're homeless too, okay. But if you know you got at least $1, but that's all you got, why haven't you given that? You got more. Why haven't you given that? Because see, it's bigger than just her. I could be homeless. You could be homeless. And you would hope to God your people would come together for you. You would hope to God somebody's going to have your back. Somebody. Now, I'm probably going to be back tomorrow, you guys, because I'll probably just stream live this inauguration, at least some part of it. Can I do that tomorrow? Yeah, because I don't know what time the inauguration is. I should be able to do that. Yeah. Because I think it'll have value to do it in real time. And yeah, even if we don't get it from the very beginning, I'll think about that tonight, like where I want to begin. Because we'll need the sort of, I'll know what we need. I'll know what we need. I'll know what we need. And I'm also looking to watch it because I want to know if anything's going to happen. Will it go off? Know this. There is in the Constitution, everybody, it literally says, and all of Congress knows this, that if a president has been found guilty and convicted of causing insurrection, they're ineligible to hold office. This bitch was found guilty of inciting an insurrection. They all know it. Why the fuck would he be being inaugurated tomorrow? I ask you this now. I ask you this now. The question is really rhetorical because, as I've told you, rules are for the poor and the oppressed. They're not for the white and the wealthy, which are usually synonymous. Do you understand? Definitely synonymous, because if you're Wesley Snipes, you go to jail. We can name some other people. So the hypocrisy. So I'm over any and all rules in America. Stop signs are optional for me. If I can see in all directions, then that stop sign is not necessary. Why am I wasting my good brakes? What's the speed limit? What is that? I'm not understanding. I don't what is that? What is that? I just, there are no rules for me now. Just no rules. No rules. No rules. What was that? Lua deep, dua deep, lua deepa, deepa, lua, lua, dupa, dua lipa, dua lipa. I got new rules, I count them. I thank you guys for your audience tonight. And inshallah, we'll be together tomorrow. I remind you, my Cash App and my GoFundMe is always under every video that I do. My Cash App is just what it is. The Jedi 1814. No caps, no spaces. $sign at the beginning. The link for the GoFundMe is under every video that I do. I've shared with you before, everybody. People can't scam you on GoFundMe. They have my passport, like the bio page with all my shit. They have my bank account. They have my home address. They have my driver's license. They know who the fuck I am. And they don't play games. So if you feel more safe donating on GoFundMe, then have at it, homes. But do what you can do, everybody. Because I would hate to think I was homeless and I would have to sit up here and beg my people to help me out of the cold. I love you all. That's why I do this. That's the only reason why I continue to take the slings and arrows that I take from this goddamn YouTube and everything else. It is an act of love. It's the only reason why I do it. So as my grandmother used to say, if the Lord stays the same, I'll see you tomorrow. I love you all. I'll see you soon.